What's good, people? Welcome to the Wavy Baller Hub. If this is your first time watching, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It's your boy Temi. We are live. It's been a week since I've done a live stream. Had some crazy things happen last week, but we're back, baby. We're back talking not Manchester United. We're just talking Premier League today. I got a good bro with me. Just gonna talk about where we are. It's mid-season. We're almost a week removed from the transfer window. So let's just talk about, the rest of the season, who we think is going to win the league, transfers that happened. This season's been crazy. That's all I can say. So I'm gonna bring my guy in and we're going to discuss it. My guy, Peter, what is good?
I'm good, bro. I can't complain.
You sure you're good? You sure you're good?
I am a tired man. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I feel that. I'm right there with you. I'm going to take the best nap in the world after this stream. I can't
I was
lie.
gonna say nap. It's 7 p.m., brother. You might as well go to sleep.
Bro, you know what happens is like I doze off on the couch at like 8 p.m. and then I wake up at like midnight and then I'm up for like an hour or two, then I go back to sleep. It's like
Man.
clockwork. It's clockwork. It's kind of, I don't know if that's a good way to sleep. I'm pretty sure it's not, but
It's definitely not. I did that. I used to do that in college. I used to do 4 hours of sleep and then like be up for like 12 and then do like 4 more hours of sleep.
Yeah. I don't know. My body's just, I got to figure out a way to get that thing like 8 hours, like my solid 8 hours or whatever. But
stay off your couch. You don't got to get 8, but like try it like 6, 7. Start there.
I know. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I might need to take your advice. But man, it's been quite the season so far. We've had a lot of interesting games this weekend. City dropped points. Arsenal dropped points. You guys dropped points. Liverpool dropped points. But United didn't drop points. It's been a great week. It's been a great weekend. It's been a great.
So happy with himself.
It's been a great weekend. I'm feeling good, but no, like honestly, it's been in my opinion, I think it's been a really fun season. Just from a neutral's perspective. Like I think if I was talking to a friend who doesn't watch soccer, aka football, and was like, watch this season, they'd be like, damn, this is a very good product. Like if I could just give it to somebody who doesn't know anything about soccer, I think I could get them to pick a team and be like invested. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But on the title race, let's just start with the title race. So Arsenal and City drop points, right? I think they're 5 points apart now in the table. Arsenal have been playing really well. I just got to say it, right? Objectively, they've looked really good. But I still think they're gettable. You know what I mean? I think they're gettable. What do you think about Arsenal? How they've been thus far in the season?
I think Arsenal have been good for the most part. They've been the most consistent team, which is why they're on top of the league. As weird as that is to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they went on that crazy winning run. They've only lost 2 games all year. Yeah, I mean, you can't really have too many complaints if you like support them.
No, for sure.
Like we're gonna have to like deal with an Arsenal Premier League, but like whatever,
Yeah, I would honestly, I'll take that over a City three-peat just as a United fan any day of the week. Like City three-peating would be problematic for me. I don't know how I'd take that one. It would really sit poorly with me. Like I don't know what I'd do, bro. Ugh. Like them having the ability to say that they three-peated is not a good thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So like Arsenal winning, Arsenal getting it wouldn't bother me too much. I mean, their fans are annoying, you know what I'm saying? But I'd rather have that than City fans three-peating. I don't know. But I mean, it's been an interesting race so far. It's been a very interesting race so far. I think that one, like you mentioned, Arsenal just have been the most consistent. I don't think there's a standout team. They've only lost 2 games, but I don't think they're like definitively better than City, right? Like I
do.
You really do. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I think that City are in a bad way right now, but are you saying like what? I'll ask you. What are you saying? Like do you think they're better? Why?
They're just consistent. Their floor is way higher than City's floor.
Mm,
They're just able to be consistent and like grind out results and just be there. Part of winning leagues is just being consistent. It's not always being supremely excellent. You just have to on the day be better than people. You know?
yeah.
So like it's like they're not flashy and it is Arsenal. So like it's uncomfortable thinking they're actually the best team in the league. It makes me uncomfortable too, but City haven't been consistent enough.
Yeah. No, for me, I just I hear what you're saying. I think you're the the ethos of your argument is Arsenal are just, just getting the job done,
Yeah, they're doing the
right?
job. They're doing the
Right.
job.
But I
So
just
like
think I think that City have what scares me as a United fan is that I think that City always have a run in them. Like they can just run off 10 in a row, which is they've done that multiple times over the past 5 years, right? They've won 4 and 5. And there's been moments where they've had like, little blips and hiccups or whatever you want to call it, right? But then all of a sudden they just run off a 15, 20 game winning streak. And it's like, what just like they just and that's what this team is. I do agree this team is different, obviously, because of, in my opinion, Holland kind of changes the way they function, right? They have to play a new way, they're a bit more static, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, right, they still have the most talented team. So if Pep figures it out, I am nervous for I'm nervous. That's all I'm just gonna say. But I'm following you though. It just depends on how this season kind of shakes out and
hey
if
man,
Arsenal can just keep it up.
8 points is a lot of points.
It is a lot of points. It is a lot of points. It is a lot of points. But I don't know, bro. We gotta see. We gotta see. We gotta see. But then on top of that, I don't think most people thought Arsenal were gonna be top of the table. I thought your team was going to be very high in the table to start the season. Like I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be title contenders, right? And that hasn't been the case. Let's talk about Chelsea because I haven't really talked. Like I've texted with my Chelsea friends, but I haven't had like a
Mhm.
full on discussion about this season with Chelsea fans. So like, what is going on at Chelsea? Like, First of all, how many players are in your squad right now?
Like 48 feels like, and they're all terrible. So like I don't know if it matters.
Yeah, what is going like what is now okay, American ownership.
Mhm.
You know how that feels now in the short term, but are you optimistic with the Bowley era or are you concerned?
Until they shift most of these players out the door, whatever they do surrounding that doesn't matter.
Mm.
The team
Players
has
like
scored 22 points. They've scored
yeah,
22 goals in 21 games.
that's
That
pretty
is,
bad.
and for context, Chelsea scored 76 goals last season in the league.
Wow.
76. And everybody complained. They scored 76, more than Arsenal, more than Tottenham
Mm.
last year. 22 after 21 games. And people are worried about midfielders or backline or whatever it is. Guys, if you don't score goals, you will not get points. It's very fucking simple. It's actually not complicated. So yeah, I don't care how much money you spend on whomever, as long as certain people are playing up front in this team, they're gonna bring down the level of everything. Like it doesn't matter who coaches the team, it doesn't matter who's brought in. There's certain people who've been in this team long enough while we've been performing to a certain level, which was not very high. Now we're
Mm.
even below that level. And these same people want to talk about new contracts, want to give excuses for being played out of position. People are apparently not out and out strikers. They need good players around. All these excuses. All these excuses basically explaining that you're not very good. And that's the long and short of it. These
Who
guys
are
are just
you?
not good.
Peter, who are you talking about?
Hey, Mason Mount and blonde Mason Mount in midfield, those two. I don't know if you watched the game against Fulham on Friday.
Oh, I watched the whole thing.
Criminals. Criminals. You know what? I was cooking, right? Because I was like, all right, I finished cleaning early today. I'm home. I'm gonna make a nice lunch. I'm gonna meal prep for some food over the weekend. I heard Kai Havertz running through on goal. I didn't even turn around to look. I knew he was going to miss. And then, oh, who knows? 5 seconds later, yeah, Havertz off the post. I'm like, who saw that coming? Like,
So
I
go
just,
ahead.
I don't get excited when people are running through on goal anymore. I don't expect them to score. I bet on goalless draws with games involving my own team. I get crazy odds and make crazy money off the fact that we can't score.
You know what?
It's
But
bad.
okay. So here's what's confusing to me, right? You start off the season with Sterling, Aubameyang, and off the right. Who do you guys play off the right? It's a mixture, right? It fluctuates,
It was essentially like Mount, Sterling,
right?
Aubameyang, players like that.
Yeah, and it's like now you have Felix, Mudrik, Fofana, um, who else? Pulisic. It's like there's so many players that are, in my opinion, just not Chelsea standard. Like, listen, I like João Felix. I didn't understand the loan move. I don't know enough about Mudrik, but the little I've seen, he's decent, right? It's just like, is that 88 million pounds? That's I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of mismanagement of money going on at that club. Like I think there's fans who are super excited that you guys are buying a ton of players, a ton
Yes.
of young players. But when I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is just, Fulham. Remember when Fulham came up like a few years back, like when they signed oh man, they signed what's his name? He was at PSG, I think. Oh man, they signed like 100 million pounds worth of players and then went right back down the table, like right back down. This is like that experiment, but like on a higher scale. It's just Chelsea,
Mhm.
right? It's just you're buying players and there's no cohesive plan. I don't even know if Graham Potter's. I'm sure Graham Potter's not asked. Like, doesn't have a say in these players coming in and coming out.
Graham
Like,
Potter
there's
knows who the fuck Mikhailo Mudryk is?
no
This guy
chance.
said he'd never been to a Champions League game before Chelsea Salzburg. You think he's watching Ukrainian football?
Did he
No.
really say that?
Yes, Chelsea Salzburg was the first Champions League game he'd ever been to.
No way.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Isn't he a he's a I mean, I liked Graham Potter before he went to Chelsea, but it's just like that's actually pretty shocking. Like
It's not.
n-
It's not.
really?
Like, he's just a nice random British dude who grew up coaching in Sweden. Like, it makes perfect sense. But hey, this is apparently the guy, right? This is the Messiah. And this is all gonna magically be put together someday
Is
into something better than seeing.
what do you think the general consensus on Graham Potter is?
If you had to ask the average person and you take away like the blind hope and optimism, people deep down probably don't think he's good enough. But the bigger issue is the players, first and foremost, that were here before him. Those players
Mm.
need to be shifted out regardless of who the next coach is. Like,
So I'm guessing Azpilicueta, Havertz, Pulisic,
pretty much everyone that
Gallagher.
everyone that won the European Cup, except for Thiago Silva and Reece James,
Mm,
needs to leave. We'll
wow.
put it that way. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody that won the Champions League except for those 2 could leave, and I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Are you worried? Like, are you worried about the next 5 years, the outlook, even though you guys are
No,
spending a lot of
because it
money?
can't be worse than this.
Don't say that.
It can't be. We can't go below ninth with scoring 1 goal a week. We can't. If we just put the ball in the net, we won't be in ninth.
I don't think you guys will end up being ninth by the
You
time this
don't?
season's over. I don't think
You
you'll end up being
don't?
ninth.
Have you seen the
I
teams
think
above us?
I think you'll end up scrapping like, seventh,
Do you really
sixth.
think we're climbing to 6th?
Who's above you right now? Fulham's above you.
Fulham, Brighton, Brentford,
Brighton,
Tottenham?
Brentford's above you. People will
Do you
drop
think we're better
points.
than any of those teams? You just watch us play
I
Fulham twice.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying that this
How are we
thi-
gonna get
thi-
above them?
I
Are we
think
gonna
that
score?
here's what I think. I think there will be some form of just the talent. Like, there is talent in this squad. It's like, let's come on.
Okay,
Like, once Felix gets up to speed and he gets
cool,
moving, right? Mudryk gets up to speed,
cool.
um, I think in midfield you guys have had ridiculous amount of injuries, right? I don't know what your midfield balance looks like, on a week to week
As
basis.
long as it's not Mountain Gallagher, it'll be fine.
Yeah, no,
Doesn't matter. As
so
long as it's not them, it'll be okay.
yeah, so I just think that you'll keep clean sheets and you'll nick results. I think that'll eventually
Okay.
start happening.
Do you think Chelsea will score 50 goals this year?
That's actually really sad that I don't know the answer to that question, but
So then my question is, how are we supposed to climb if we're not gonna like score some more goals or score at a higher rate than we have been? How can we climb? Because we're already not conceding. We have the third most clean sheets in the league.
I know. Where there's a will, there's a way. I don't know what else to say.
All
Like,
right. So like as long as
I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. You
that's
know what I
cool,
mean?
but you can't really like put your neck out there saying X is gonna score at
No,
this
no, and
rate.
that's the real issue. Like, I
Yes.
guess it's just there's not a consistent goal threat. But honestly, Man United don't have a consistent goal threat. Like, excuse me, outside of Rashford, we don't have a consistent, like, I know this person's gonna get a goal week in and week out. I just think I think maybe
How many goals does Anthony have in the Premier League? He has like 4 goals.
I think it's 6. No, maybe that's all comps. But it's 4 in that 4 to 6 range. I really don't check that much.
Our leading goal scorer in the Premier League has 5 goals this season.
And who is it?
It's Kai Havertz. 5 goals.
Yikes. That's not good, man.
It's
That's
not
not
good.
good at all. That's not good at all. But honestly, I kind of am enjoying this just as a neutral. This
It's
is
not.
is
It's not gonna get better between now and the end of the season. This is the part that people don't get. This is the part that, like, I feel like people from the outside are not getting here. This isn't
yeah.
just magically gonna fix itself with the same group of people to the
Yeah.
degree that we're gonna push up the table. Like, "Oh, you can't finish ninth. You can't finish 10th." Watch this. What if somebody in the defense gets hurt and we start conceding stupid goals again? Like, believe it or not, we are unbeaten in our last 3 games.
You just
We
can't
just
score.
have scored 1 goal, so we've only won 1 time.
Yeah.
Like, you need to score goals to push up the table. It's
Right.
very simple. If we can't score, like Fulham, yeah, it's hilarious that Fulham are better than us, but I watch the game, I have eyes. They're
Oh
better
yeah.
than us.
No, I mean, yes, I think they played better than you guys on the day for sure. I think
They're
that. I
just
mean,
better than us.
don't sleep on Fulham though. Come on, I mean, they got really good players. They got internationals all over
No,
the pitch.
no, we're not. No, no. If you spend that amount of money, you should not be able to put that team in a sentence with Fulham Football Club and be like,
But
no.
I have a theory about. Money. Shout out to my guy Andy. Shout out to my guy Andy. I got to get both of you on the stream. Have you guys been on the stream together? Maybe not. I don't know. But that's my old roommate / Chelsea fan. But you can't score because you suck, Peter.
Oh, I know.
Half a billion spent and we still don't have a striker or a constant starting 11.
Hey, man, but we signed some players in January. It's
But
fine.
here's okay. I have a theory about like signings and money in general, or just football. I think the margin between a great football player and an average football player isn't that drastic. Like, I genuinely believe that. Like, I think that, like, we as fans, when you spend a certain amount, like when a player gets a certain amount of money spent
Yeah.
on them, you just
You
automatically
build
think
expectations.
you
Yes.
build expectations, but like the margin between all these players is
Are not
not
that
that
crazy.
it's not that crazy, right? The difference between Son and, let me just pick another great winger, Vinny Jr., right? The difference, in my opinion, is Son's having a bad season, so I'm just talking about generally, right? But like, I don't think the gap is like, oh my goodness, it's so crazy, right? So when United were spending £1 billion over a 10-year period, and people were like, why? Because they're buying players that are just overpriced. That, like, the margin of error isn't that good. Look at Matoma at Brighton, right? Like, what does he cost? 2 million pounds or something ridiculous like that. Anthony is, and I'm literally calling out, Anthony is 80 million, what was he, 80 million euros or 100 million euros. The difference isn't that. Like, the difference is genuinely not that drastic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Anthony's better, but
I disagree.
I'm about to say if Brighton players say
disagree with you.
if Brighton players say, or somebody says Matoma's better, it's like, what am I supposed to say to that? Like, I can't. I'm gonna defend my guy, but I'm just. What are you following my point?
I think Matoma's the best winger in the league, like legit, like pure winger.
He's amazing.
Not
No,
like
he's a great player.
Nonsense. Like, it's a small sample size, but like somebody like that will go to a team like a Chelsea for like an 80 million, and it will like kind of make sense to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guarantee you that. I think Brighton are just so. For me, I got to see you outside of the Brighton.
Brighton are a money laundering scheme. I have a theory about this. They knew that they had a succession plan. They knew this all along. They knew this, right? No one tripped about getting all that stuff taken from their club. We gave them essentially 100 million pounds, and now they're better.
And who else?
Cucurella, their sporting director, Graham Potter, and we gave them Billy Gilmore too. You see, Billy Gilmore was starting yesterday. He's going to be a Caicedo replacement. When they're going to sell Caicedo to somebody for 80 M's because he's allegedly 21 and secretly 27, and then they're going to sell him for 80 M's, and then it's going to be Billy Gilmore playing. We sold them Billy Gilmore for 5 million pounds. Watch, they do this. That the Ecuadorian guy up the Ben Sarmiento.
How much did he cost? How much did Estupiñán cost?
Estupiñán, he costs like 12 mil. They have Sarmiento, who's like 7 mil or something. They already
he's better than He is definitely better than Cucurella. Like, that is like literally.
They already have these guys. Better. They already know. So don't buy anything from Brighton if you think you're getting value for money. Basically, they're a money laundering scheme.
Yeah, we're
gonna hustle you. Like, I promise you. Like, I used to think Caicedo was good, and I still think he's good. But for the price, no.
Like, Peter is right. We can't get worse defense 10th. We having a garage sale in the summer. Gilmore came close to scoring for missing my G Billy. Anyway, speaking of underachieving clubs, Liverpool. I'm going to take the heat off of Peter.
That's a funny story.
They are some trash. Like,
they're actually worse than us. Do you know how bad
they are? Terrible. And it's, you know what, Liverpool fans, because I think the loudest fans. I have a theory that the loudest fans are Liverpool fans on social media.
Yes.
Like, people always say it's Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans are, they're annoying, right? I give it, but Liverpool fans are literally the most annoying fan base on earth, and I am so glad.
It's the weird, like, I get it. The ethos of their club is essentially like socialism, but like, it's the weird, like, holier than thou attitude for like how much you love your club. It's that shit where like everything has to be like a religious experience. Like, Klopp is a demigod to a lot of people, but he's doing some bullshit. And everybody in charge, like, just swap Liverpool and Chelsea, swap the badges for what's actually going on. They would call this insane negligence and malfeasance by Chelsea. But Liverpool have done nothing but nonsense ever since Michael Edwards walked out the door. And no one is looking around and saying, hey, what the hell is going on?
No, they are literally that team has so much wrong with it. It's not even funny. Let's start with Darwin Núñez. He is mid, okay? I don't care about what he is technically or he's running in behind. He is mediocre, not good enough. Like, he is poor. I don't care. Liverpool fans say, oh, give him time. No. I've seen enough. I have seen enough from that dude. Mid. How much did they pay for him, Peter? What was it? 70 million euros?
80 million euros.
80 million euros. He is trash. Liverpool fans, you sign a freaking loser. I'm sorry. Like, he is mediocre. Then at the back, what is going on at the back? Trent, Robertson look like they've fallen off a cliff. Matip, Fabinho all of a sudden doesn't know how to close down people.
38. I'm telling you, he's 38.
What happened to Fabinho?
He's 38. He's 38. I refuse to believe it.
I believe it. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, it's just like all of a sudden he just
they're washed. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Quicksand. They're all washed.
They're all washed. I mean, Henderson has always been washed. Henderson's always been washed, in my opinion. He's the most mediocre captain I've ever seen in my life.
Hey man,
Like
better than
that.
CBG.
But who?
He's better than Steven Gerrard, man. He lifted the Premier League. Steven Gerrard could never.
Stop it. Stop it.
Liverpool's
That's
greatest captain.
oh my god. Listen, Jordan Henderson is mid like that. And honestly, it's a great feeling to see this happening to Liverpool.
Oh, this
Like
is beautiful.
it's
They forgot what they
beautiful.
were. They forgot what they were for the
Yeah,
21st century.
it's like don't like literally. What was they came close to winning a quadruple, whatever? No, there's no such thing as
Like
coming. No, you did not
football,
come close.
football at the elite level, right? A lot of this is down to circumstance and being in the right place at the right time. Okay, when Chelsea got bought by Roman Abramovich in '03, it was the last game of the season. Chelsea had to beat Liverpool to make top four. If that never happens, a lot of different shit happens, right? Roman Abramovich was in a helicopter, flew over Stamford Bridge, briefly thought about buying Tottenham, was like, no, this looks nicer. I'm going to buy this. A lot of it is circumstance. Liverpool Football Club, we're going nowhere under Brendan Rodgers. They are fucking lucky that Jurgen Klopp basically fell into their laps.
Oh, of course.
That football club is lucky as fuck, all right? And I don't care what anyone says.
And can he rebuild it?
They are lucky that Philip Coutinho developed to a point, and Barca were desperate because a release clause for Neymar was triggered, so they had money burning a hole in their pockets to spend. A lot of this is circumstantial. Yes, Liverpool put a good scouting team together. Yes, they were winning at the margins in terms of players. Yes, they were becoming a good team, but I don't think if you look back at everything that's happened, I don't think Liverpool were supposed to become what they were and sustain it for that long to really be winning shit.
And
A
real
lot of that to me was circumstance and an elite manager.
facts. And realistically, it's been a 7-year run with Klopp, 8 years. It was 7 years, 8 years, something like
Came in
that.
2015, so this is his eighth year.
8th year, they've have a Premier League and a Champions League. Okay, you know, two. I would say those are the creme de la cremes in 8 years, right? The way they talk, you would think they won a treble, like in this period. Like you
Oh,
would
you would
think
think
that
they had an era.
you would think that they did, like they had exactly that. No, City has been dominating, like dominating you, Chelsea, United, everybody, right? And because they've had their little pieces of glory. Oh, we scored a lot of points. That doesn't mean anything.
The
You feel
fucked up
me?
thing is, if Mason Mount and Pulisic and Havertz didn't stink in the Carabao Cup final, we would have more trophies in Klopp's era than they do.
Yeah.
Like they've won one of everything. We won an FA Cup, a league, and a Champions League. Granted, under two different coaches, so no one really looks at it like an era. I get it, but like when you actually look at the silverware that's been handed out, they haven't cleaned up like they should. It's
No, of
not
course
going to
not.
be remembered. It's not going to be remembered like other previous great teams.
They lost 2 Champions League finals, lost in the Carabao Cup final, lost in the FA.
Lost the Europa League final.
They've lost a lot. Like they've
Yes,
lost a lot in this era. Like they've
yes.
underachieved a lot in this era, which is why I'm just like, y'all be right. Like, listen, Manchester United have a coach now. I'm gonna ask your opinion about Manchester United. Manchester United actually have a coach now, and we're selling the owners are leaving right within the next. Apparently there's been a bid. Bids are going to be coming in over the next week, but let's just say that by the summertime we will have new owners, right?
Mhm.
Good manager, potentially really good owners. We're about to lap them. We already after one down year, and we're ahead of them. We're ahead of them. It's hilarious. Klopp underachieved. I wouldn't even say Klopp. No, Klopp did not underachieve. He, at the end of the day, is the only reason that club is standing upright. Like, let's just be real. He is a miracle worker. The team that he had to work with and how many things he got them to in general, like those players not even the players overachieved. He made those players overachieve.
I
Like,
think the
so
football club as a whole underachieved throughout this run.
yeah, I would agree with that. Like if we're talking about just the larger football, yes, I would say, but Klopp himself, I wouldn't say he underachieved. Like I would
Like, for
say that
example, you swap Klopp with like Conte or anybody, I don't think they will get to that point. And like Klopp lost 2 European Cup finals, but like he also did win one. And I think getting to 3 is like actually super impressive.
Oh yeah, for
More
sure.
impressive to me than finishing runner up in the league twice. Because
Mm.
let's be honest, like they were clearly the second best team in the league
Mm-hmm.
from like 2018 onwards. At minimum second, so they were always going to finish first or second.
Right.
Like you lost the league, so you lost. Like nobody puts respect on Chelsea in 08 pushing United until the final day. Like we fucking lost. Nobody
All right.
cares that we only lost by 2 points or whatever.
Nobody remembers.
So
Nobody
nobody
remembers.
remembers. Like it's irrelevant, you know. Like nobody remembers that Chelsea lost the league in the last couple weeks in 2014 because we
Yeah.
lost it by fucking 4 points because they couldn't beat Sunderland and fucking Norwich.
Right.
Right? Like if you barely lose, no one talks about how much you barely lose by. They just remember that you lost a league title.
No, exactly.
To get to the Champions Leagues, to do that with those players, it deserves respect. But that club is not run like an elite club. They're not
No.
run to dominate. They're happy just being what they are.
And they should be. It's okay. You know, they've had success. I think that's what they are now at this point. Like after 30 years of not doing anything, you know what I'm saying? Like this is great for them. Like this is great. But the spiraling on social media is bringing me so much joy. I literally I cannot like
They can't go from almost winning a quad to being the next ran team.
no, yeah.
That's the ego check. It's people thought, oh
And
my
it
god,
all started with us.
last year football almost died. We almost had to cancel the sport. They were
I knew they were never winning that. They were all
they
that
like
hungry for more bullshit. Hell no.
like
Hell no.
it's just oh my god. The
Come on
football
now.
almost had to be canceled, to be honest. I'm
Come
glad
on
they didn't
now.
get that. I'm glad they had to do an open top bus parade for the 2 domestic cups and nothing else. I'm glad. You have no idea how much I celebrated when Vinicius scored in Paris. You have no
Oh,
idea.
of course. What? Come
No,
on
when
now.
like,
I
oh my
was I was Real
you got
Madrided
Michael
out.
Owen after the game saying Liverpool deserved to win. Yeah, that might be true, but they didn't, so who cares?
And also
Who cares?
no, they did not deserve to win.
But even if they
Some
did, they
bull.
lost.
Just because they
Even
had
if
the ball, that means they deserve to win.
even if
No,
they did,
that's not
they
how that
lost.
works.
Chelsea probably deserved to beat Madrid. Guess what? We lost. Like,
Facts.
it doesn't
Facts.
matter.
It really doesn't. And
It doesn't matter. That's the great thing, like, it's the thing with Liverpool that actually makes me sick is how so much of UK sports-based dialogue is led by people with affinity for Liverpool or, like, previous Liverpool employees.
it's actually a great point. There's a lot of them in the
So
media.
it's
A
like,
lot.
"Oh my god,
Michael
everything
Owen,
they do is amazing.
Carragher. Yeah.
Everything they
Michael
do is
Owen,
amazing,
Carragher. Who
and
else?
everything everyone else does is horrible and just detestable and evil, and,
Mhm.
oh, great club, blah, 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 Jurgen Klopp, second coming of Jesus Christ," and I'm like, "Alright." Now Michael Edwards leaves, you have the assistant manager trying to, like, dictate transfers, you have random tactics that make no sense, you have James Milner playing right back. They're clearly just fucking making it up. You have a
Oh yeah.
19-year-old playing midfield and Fabinho bench, like, they're clearly just making this up as they go along. You have
Oh, for
Jurgen
sure.
Klopp sitting there saying, "We don't need a midfield player," and then saying, "Actually, we do." And then they sign Arthur Melo on loan, and he's never played. Like, they're
Yeah.
clearly in disarray,
Oh, for
and
sure.
no one's calling it out.
For sure. No, it's
No one's calling it out, but, like,
mm,
"Hey, Chelsea spends a bunch of money in a January window." Yeah, the players are kinda garbage, I agree with you, but you can't sit there and cry moral outrage when a year ago, Chelsea were seized by the fucking government and forced to be sold. Like, you can't cry about the money being spent by a new ownership group that only took over because somebody tried a coup in Ukraine.
yeah.
Like, it happens. Like, you either want your owners to invest, you want your owners to be dedicated, you want them to support the cause, or you don't. But you can't cry when one is doing it, and then you cry when people are being absent-minded and just, like, being FSG and being very hands-off and stingy. You can't cry at stinginess, you can't cry and while crying at investment. You can't have it both ways.
No, facts. I agree, bro. I agree. I think this is a great moment for football Twitter and football social media. Liverpool in the mud. And yeah, no, we'll see what happens with them this summer. They have a lot of stuff to do. I don't know if they have the budget to do it, but we shall see. Maybe Jude Bellingham will save them. I doubt it, but we'll
He's not going there, man. Let's be real.
we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see.
He's not going to live in Liverpool and not play Champions League.
Crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened.
You think Liverpool are making a marquee signing with no Europe? Come on,
man. It's been in the works for. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate. It's been in the works for a minute, man.
Yeah, that's cool. That was in the works when they were good. Now they're not good.
Yeah, no.
He can look at them and be like, "Wait, what? Europa Conference League? I'm not playing there. I'm going to Madrid."
Oh yeah, Conference League. Yikes!
They're in 10th. They're not even in Conference League.
Yeah. Hey, this is great. This is great. This is a great stream. This is a great stream.
Like Chelsea are bad, right? Like we are bad. I get it, and it's fun because our attacking players are horrendous. They're horrendous footballers. They're just disgusting to watch. But like Liverpool are actually hopeless. They're actually hopeless unless they have like some sort of full sale where new owners come in that actually like try to be serious. They're fucked. They're actually fucked. Like my thing with Todd Bowley and Chelsea is if they keep spending the money and they get some of these players out, you'll get to a level where it's not hopeless. You might not exactly get a return on your investment, but Liverpool showed no signs to me of actually being able to turn this around unless people sell, unless this coaching staff leaves, or unless all of these players leave, or unless a mixture of those three things happens. Basically, a complete overhaul. They need a complete reset a year after chasing a quad. And I think that's beautiful.
No, I couldn't agree more. Speaking of losers, there's been a lot of sackings in the Premier League this year. So we had Frank Lampard get sacked, Scott Parker got sacked, Bruno Lage got sacked, Steven Gerrard got sacked, Ralph Hasenhüttl got sacked, Tommy Tuchel was the first one, I think, to get sacked. I think he was the first one.
Wow.
I think he was the first one.
No wonder a season.
So how many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 managers before 6 managers before the halfway point of the season got fired. Is that a record or something? Because that is actually crazy when you think about it. Like that's like 20 something. That's like what is it? I don't know. I don't want to mess up my math, but
that's 30%, brother.
Yeah.
3 out of 10 is 30. I'm thinking hard over there.
I was thinking really hard. My remedial math on the spot is really bad. 30%. But yeah, no, that's
most Premier League managers sacked during a season.
Yeah, that has to be some type of record.
Oh, 17-18. Wait. There's been 10 managers sacked in like 4 different seasons.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's ridiculous.
But
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, 20 and last season there was 10 managers sacked. That's crazy.
How do you feel about the Lampard thing?
Like him getting sacked or him as a coach?
Just all encompassing. This is all full circle at this point in my opinion.
I'll be honest. I'll be so honest. Frank James Lampard, you need to go to Sky Sports. You need to figure out a 5-year contract to do Monday Night Football with Gary Neville and the boys. And you just need to talk football from there.
I don't want to see him on that. He'd ruin it.
Look, he's not. Do you want him to ruin Monday Night Football as a pundit, or do you want him to ruin another football club?
I don't mind seeing you ruin another football club. It's kind of fun. It's not my club, so I don't get it.
Like, it's my thing with Lampard. Like, at Derby, fun little team, used his connections within the game to get a bunch of highly profiled young players on loan. Pushed for the Premier League, didn't make it. People are dressing it up as some massive success because they lost the playoff final. Whatever. Went to Chelsea, transfer ban. Should have never been our manager in the first place.
No.
One of the most hilarious managerial tenures we've ever had, by the way. Just like probably he has the second, I think he had like the lowest winning percentage in the history of like Chelsea's permanent managers under Roman. Whatever, right? Did get us top 4, which is apparently a massive achievement despite being in top 4 for the final 32 game weeks of the season. Like we never actually dropped out of it. Just because the league was that shit. Got sacked halfway through. We won the Champions League. Went to Everton. My point is, Lampard's not really gotten better as a manager wherever he's been. He doesn't really improve, doesn't really show to like learn shit. he doesn't get better. So, like, if he was going to relegate Everton, why would a Premier League club look at Frank Lampard and say, "You know what? Let's do
Yeah,
that."
he's done.
Half the league is trying to stay in the league, right? Actually, no, probably more than half, if we're being honest. Like, take the bottom 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take Fulham, that's 11. Take probably Brentford as 12. So 60% of the league is probably just happy to be here. Okay.
Right.
Then you have clubs like Brighton and Newcastle who are trying to do better.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your traditional, like, well, you have your more established Big Six clubs, which expect to be in Europe, right?
Right.
So he's not going to get a job within the Big Six. Brighton and Newcastle, on top of the fact they have better coaches than him, they're aspirational. And, like, you don't hire Frank Lampard if you're aspirational.
Damn.
So, like, where's he going to coach? What's he
No,
going
and
to
that's
be?
it. I think his first of all, his pride won't let him go backwards. Like realistically, what he should be doing is coaching like a League One championship side. Like that's what he should do,
He should
right?
do it Michael Carrick.
But like that's what he should have started with. But like when you go from Derby to Chelsea,
Mhm.
you don't do you get fired at Chelsea. Then they give you the Everton. Like Everton's a big club. Let's be real. Like
Yep.
Everton is a big club.
Mhm.
Then
Oh,
they
yeah.
give you that. Your pride's not gonna let you go the other like back to like managing like freaking Middlesbrough like Carrick is doing. I think Stevie G, I think he'll get another chance. I do think he'll get
Oh,
one
yeah.
more go round. He'll get because he had a really good spell in Scotland, right? Like,
Yeah,
he has
he will
something
get
he can
another
show
chance.
for him.
Yes.
Yeah, he has something he can show for it. So I think he'll get one more shot. But Lampard is smooth sailing for him. It's a big bye-bye. Lampard is a shit manager. Chelsea fans should know this. I think he will be a good pundit. Absolutely. First of all, I've seen him in that booth, stale as old ass chips. There's no way I want to see Frank Lampard doing pundit work at all. Like it's just I just can't see it. I'm sorry. Like I'm sure there's better pundits out there. Trust me. Peter, the is it or the idea of Jude at Liverpool is better? What it will look like. I think Jude is cold, by the way. I don't know how to I'm trying to
See, when you're asking if the idea of Jude is better than Jude will actually be, I think that's what that is
I
at
think.
Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool need, like, 6 new players in their first 11. Jude Bellingham's
Yeah.
not gonna magically knit their midfield together. That's not
No.
gonna stop Fabinho from getting dribbled past.
No.
That's
It's
not
not.
gonna stop Jordan Henderson from existing.
It's the
Thiago's
Pogba
31
effect.
and he's made of Swiss cheese, like, he still gets, like, muscle injuries every month.
Right.
No,
I
like, Jude Bellingham's not gonna fix the entire football club. That's not even getting on to their hilarious front line or their horrendous center back pool. Like, their backup right back is James Milner. Like, there's many problems here.
yeah. It's
Nah,
it's
it's
it's not good
not
for
gonna
them.
be a, "Oh, we
I
signed
think
Bellingham.
people
We're
yeah,
back to winning the treble." Like, no.
yeah. I think a lot of people think that Jude Bellingham will solve like it's kind of like the Pogba thing. Like when we bought Pogba, they're like, oh my God, Pogba's gonna just fix everything. And we had so many other issues that people weren't recognizing, right?
Mhm.
And Jude, again, he's young, he's a baby, he hasn't won anything, he hasn't won a thing. Like, right? Maybe he's won some. I don't know. Maybe he's won some cups in Germany. I don't know. I
Well, I
think
mean, if Holland won a cup, he probably won a cup.
you know.
I don't even
Did
know if he's
he?
in the
Oh yeah. They did. They did win a cup. You're right. They did win a cup.
I don't
You're
even
right.
know that. I could be making that up.
No, I think you're right. I think they did win a cup. I think they did win a cup. But point being is that he's just too young to like. He needs to walk into a side where there's like seasoned professionals and like
Yep.
he's not his place isn't guaranteed.
Like, I
Right?
know Jude Bellingham is amazing, but, like, he's not doing the Hazard of walking into a club at 21 and be like, "You know what? This is my club now."
Yeah, it's just not
Size of
happening.
the size of, like, a Liverpool.
Right.
It's very
It's just
rare when you get a high profile player in that age bracket who's ready to assume the mantle of that responsibility at a
look at
football
all
club like Liverpool.
look at all the talented ones right now. Felix, he Atletico Madrid. He couldn't like let's be real, he just wasn't obviously that system isn't beneficial to him, but at the same time it's like other people, other attacking players have done well in that system, or
Mhm.
gotten goals, right? He's just too young to truly be the guy. Chouameni, right? I watch him at Real Madrid a lot. Good young player, but he needs help. He needs help. Like if Modric and Kroos weren't around him, or like he didn't have experienced professionals around him, and it was just if he was the best midfielder on the pitch week in and week out, that team would be terrible. And that's not a disrespect to Chouameni, because I think he's an extremely gifted player. I think he's a couple years away from being, one of the best midfielders in the world. But just like he's a baby. He's literally a baby. Like let's be real. Like these young guys that we hype up, and they just because they have they were bought for £100 million or 100 million euros, whatever the case may be. Fam, they're not ready. Like most of them, like 90% of them aren't ready.
Hey,
Like,
man, Mudryk doesn't even have a full season's worth of minutes of professional football in his career.
yeah, I put him. I bet I'm crazy. I bet that he would have 2 shots on target the other day. That was a mistake.
Yeah, I could have told you that. Hit me up, like, no, brother.
I just really thought, like, I'm just like, damn, he's just gonna be exciting. He's gonna just,
The height,
curl a couple in.
Mudryk, he's a baby professionally. João Felix, still a young kid.
Yeah, what is he, 20?
Madueke, no one knows if Madueke is good. He just took drip photos and grew up in London, so people like him. Nobody actually knows if he's good at football. I don't care. Nobody knows. No one knows. Kai Havertz, evidently not good. Mason Mount, not good. Conor Gallagher, don't even get me started. Right?
Dang, what
It's
happened?
like,
I like Conor Gallagher at Crystal Palace,
hey
man.
man,
I
I'll be honest. You ever seen the Airbud soccer movie?
don't do it, bro.
Bro,
Don't.
I'll be so honest with you. I would take Buddy in that movie. Conor Gallagher. I'm legit. They do the same thing.
That is crazy, man. That's crazy.
Look like
I
these guys
feel I feel
being.
bad for him. He's just not supposed to be in that. Like he's a
Hey, he
Crystal.
refused to move to Everton. He refused to move to Sean
I would
Dyche's.
come on, man. Come on, man. Don't do
What?
that. They're in a relegation battle. Why would he want to go there?
Where's he gonna play?
He's playing right now.
He deserves to be relegated.
I'm just telling, like he's
He
playing.
deserves it.
He started. He's probably gonna start a few more games this year too.
Yeah, and then we're not gonna score. Like, what is this?
He's also playing out of position. Like, why is he that deep in midfield?
Because what's he gonna be this is okay. So here's my problem.
I don't
With
want him
this
to be a
out of
10. I'm just
position
saying.
talk.
I'm just saying.
Out of position talk in general. Player X
I'm here with you.
has never exceeded or has never played in teams in this natural mythical position that people make up. Player X is asked to perform a role in a team because that's how team sports works. You think Enzo Fernandez is a lone six? No. He has to
No.
play lone six because these idiots are right next to him, right? You think he wants to be getting the ball off the toes of Thiago Silva? Absolutely not. But if Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount are busy running beyond my fucking striker to get the ball, then what the hell are we supposed to do? What can we do?
Yeah. No. I'm listen. Again. This is
How are we gonna fix
hilarious.
this?
This is hilarious. I don't know how you're gonna fix it.
We're not. We're
Maybe you,
not.
maybe you spend another, 500 million
No,
in the summer.
the only solution is they get sold. That's what I'm telling you. I'm a simple man.
I mean, yeah, you guys are gonna offload a ton of players. Like that's gonna
Graham
happen.
Potter, you don't even have to win any more games. I've already accepted losing to Dortmund. We're already out. We just don't know it yet. In 10 days,
Dortmund, they're a little iffy
you
this
can
season.
say that. You can. How are we going to score? Who's going to score?
Who's gonna score over there? I mean, they score goals, but it's just like
You know who doesn't score goals?
Chelsea.
Yes. Like,
Who's
we're not gonna go through. Stop. You're gonna try and talk yourself into Chelsea going through. You watched us.
Listen. I don't give a shit. Like we gotta like.
We're not. My point is, we're not going through, right? Like I've already written off the season. Just get rid of these guys. Get rid of them because if you're trying to play these guys, they will hang on the dry.
I saw you on a stream where somebody said that Mason Mount was in his all-time 11.
Oh yes,
That
was 6 months ago, by the way.
That was 6 months ago.
Yep.
All-time Chelsea 11.
Yep. Shout out Carefree Lewis. I heard that Agenda FC episode. That's a all. Johnny Minerals told me that Mount and Gallagher and Rice would be our midfield for the next 10 years. Did you watch Gallagher and Mount? The last game. Replace Enzo Fernandez with Declan Rice. What the fuck is the difference? What's really changing? These guys
That's
want this.
that's nasty. That's
This is why they have to
nasty.
leave. It's not even about football at this point. This is the holy
What if
war
you
of
guys? Oh, I bet you like Declan Rice might be like. I could see that happening in y'all's world, like Declan Rice for 105 million pounds, like something ridiculous. It
then
just
we're just
seems.
gonna draw 0-0 with better midfield players. Like what?
Oh man, that's
These guys,
crazy. Who's been the best signing of the season so far?
like in general?
Yeah, in
Ah,
general.
shit. Come back to me. You go first.
For me, it's a mixture between Matoma just because of the price and how well he's been playing. And
I mean, he got signed and loaned out last year. Does that count?
that's fair. That's fair. He
It's his
did get
first
that.
season.
That's
Like,
true.
how
It is.
technical is it?
Yeah, I'm kind of just like it's like Saliba. It's like the
Are we gonna
Saliba
do
thing,
like a
right?
newcomer of the season kind of thing?
It's like the Saliba thing, right? Like Saliba's kind of like a new signing. He never really played.
I guess.
You know what I mean? That's kind of how I thought about it. But then if we go to other teams, I'm just trying to think of some really like Paulinho at Fulham has been great.
Amen. Fulham.
Lissandro Martinez has been absolutely amazing for my club. You could go Zinchenko or Jesus at Arsenal. There's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of good, really, really good signings that have been made this season in the Premier League. I'm just gonna say Lissandro Martinez because I watch him week in and week out, and he's absolutely incredible. I just want to point that out.
I'm gonna say João Paulinho.
Yeah, Polina's been he's really good. He's really good. Like I love watching him play. Like I think he's probably you can make an argument he's one of the 5 best DMs in the league. You can make that argument for sure.
But yeah, honorable mention Matoma. But yeah, he was on loan at Union Saint Gilloise last year.
I mean, this guy's pretty decent too. That's
Eddie says Holland, but like that's an obvious pick.
Yeah, and the thing with Holland is like he hasn't made them better. He hasn't made them better. Like
they're also like not winning.
Yeah, the individual talent. Like, okay, so I made a TikTok a few weeks back, like
this guy made
comparing. Yeah, man, I'm making TikToks, man, and I'm getting a little better too, man. I made a TikTok today. I was like, man, I surprised myself. It was quality. Like it was actually really decent.
Hey man, that's very fancy of you.
It is, man. I'm trying to get my face out there, man. I gotta figure out a way, man. Gotta figure out a way. But no, I compared Holland to Ruud van Nistelrooy in like of the early 2000s, like where we signed like Manchester United. We signed Ruud van Nistelrooy, and he's absolutely impeccable. Like just as an individual player, like. He is absolutely impeccable, but we only won 1 league title in what was it, 4 seasons that he was there, right? And that's off the back of a 3-peat, right? Like we were just unplayable, and then we signed this amazing world-class striker, better than he was better than Andy Cole, right? He was better than Dwight York.
Yeah.
Those are, mind you, they're great players. Those two are excellent players. But Ruud is just as an individual was just absolutely electric. But we weren't better. We weren't better with him, right? Then we get rid of Ruud. We bring in Rooney. We bring in Saha. We bring in Ronaldo. Immediately, things change, right? Immediately, things change. That's how I view Holland. Holland is just like an individual virtuoso. But City are probably better playing with that extra body in midfield, right? No striker, a lot of movement, a lot of shape in the team. Now they just kind of look stagnant, and it's weird.
I think their team just needs to be refreshed. Also, their wingers all do the same thing.
You think?
You
think Mars and Grealish are similar?
Yes.
I think
Mars is more dynamic, but like they don't run beyond people. They don't stretch defenses off the ball. Is more so what I'm saying. Everything
Oh,
is
okay.
playing the ball in front of people.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
too
yeah, yeah. They're
like they're
both
too
ISO
similar.
players.
They're too similar. Yeah, they're complete ISO play. Like they're too similar stylistically on like the wide areas for me to like. Ironically enough, they would need some. They need somebody like a Sterling to stretch the pitch to make space for somebody
Those
like a
back,
Hall.
those back post runs that he used to
They just
do.
need somebody to run into the box beyond the striker to make more space for the striker.
Right.
Everything is in front of people. It's just kind of too easy. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's they kind of forced the ball to Holland deliberately, but like they're struggling without having extra options to stretch the pitch as well. Like I don't think it's all Holland's fault. I would like to see what would happen if they had like a direct winger, somebody to just kind of
Right.
cause chaos in terms of like with movement.
Right.
But I don't know. City are just in like a weird place. You have like a guy wearing number 82 playing big minutes. You like it's
Yeah.
Pep's just his
It's
brain is
weird.
getting too big, thinks he's too like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm convinced Pep is just kind of like
It's
bored.
like trying shit.
Yeah, he's just like, let me just, like that Rico Lewis kid, really good kid. I think he's talented, but like, what is he doing with him? Like, he's just like a left back that's playing in midfield, and like he's just honestly just kind of clogging up the midfield. It's just
Yes.
weird. It's just weird.
Weird shit.
You
Like
know
you
what I'm
have
saying?
Gundogan and Bernardo on their way out. Like they obviously need new midfield players.
KDB on the bench. Oh,
Yeah.
and pre-match, they were like, the reporter asked me something like along the lines of, was KDB's being on the bench is purely a tactical decision? And Pep was like, definitely yes. I was like, if I was
It's like,
KDB,
all
I'd be
right,
like,
I guess. But like
if I was
no.
KDB, I'd be like, okay, weird,
I
but
feel like Pep gets bored and tries like to show the world how smart he is. And then sometimes
absolutely.
it doesn't work.
I absolutely.
I don't know. I could definitely see how Pep rubs players the wrong way.
Oh, for sure. A lot of people are leaving, man. They like if you
I
really
get
look
it.
at Pep's history, he's fallen out with a lot of people.
Yeah, but he wins
Like
so much that nobody cares.
Jose, like I think Jose gets the brunt of being like that, like bad cop, who like the players, that Jose's always falling out with players, but like Pep has fallen out with so many stars. Fell out with Toure, fell out with Zlatan, fallen out with Cancelo, fell out with I want to say he fell out with Sterling. He didn't really fall out with Sterling, but like, he's had these him and Aguero had beef, right? Like there's been a lot of different people he's had,
Yeah, he's a
issues with.
control freak and he's a fucking weirdo. I
Yeah,
can
he
see
is
it.
kind of weird. He is
He's
kind of
super
weird.
weird.
And
Super weird. Everything
he's also kind of a funny motherfucker, man. He's funny as
he's
hell. Like
I doubt everything he says. Like I feel like he's always being sarcastic. Like I don't know. He seems like a very fake guy to me.
he's funny. I just he's kind of just like a really strange man. Like you meant like weird.
Weird.
He's just like, I don't know. That guy makes me laugh, man. Like everything he says is just funny as shit, in my opinion. Like it's just hilarious. Just hilarious. Not that score goals, but don't contribute. We're coming up on an hour. I said 45 minutes, but me and Peter will get on these streams, man. It just time just I didn't even notice the time was coming up. But
Hey, man, you got a couch to go lay on.
I do, man. My dog is just chilling without me. I gotta go check on him. But
Oh my
before
god.
before
Don't care.
yeah, he'll be fine. Before I let you go, who is your player of the season so far?
You know what? Am I allowed to be a hipster about this?
Yeah.
Ivan Toney.
Now that is who I want United to sign at number 9.
Hey, I don't know what they're gonna do about this betting scandal, but
he's
that would
cold.
be the
He is cold. Like he is
Ivan Toney.
cold.
Ivan
That's who
Toney's no
Chelsea.
good.
That's who Chelsea need. That's who United need.
I don't even want to make Ivan Toney have to go to training with Mason Mount and Conor Gallagher. So no, I'm tired
That's
of ruining
funny.
talent. We took Sterling from Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva and gave him to Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount.
Yeah, he's
It's
probably
not good.
regretting that. He's probably regretting that move. Yeah, no, my player of the season. My player of the season so far. That's a tough one, man. That's a really tough one. You could go a bunch. You could go Bukayo Saka.
I would
Right.
say Ivan Toney or Odegaard.
I think. Yeah, I think. I know Odegaard's getting the plot. I think Saka is literally their best player. I genuinely believe that. I think he's better than Odegaard, but that's just me. You
They're not
know,
giving PFA Player of the Year to Saka.
no, absolutely not.
His name is
It's not.
Bukayo Saka. It's not happening.
I say he's a Yoruba brother like myself, and so
His name is Bukayo. He's not getting it.
yeah, no,
It's not happening. They'll
no.
give him Young Player of the Year. They'll give it to Odegaard. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, he's not getting no PFA Player of the Year. But no,
Come on.
for me, Saka, you could throw in Holland in there. You can throw in Kane.
For that,
You
no,
know.
Ivan Toney's not getting it either, guys.
Oh, of course. No, of course not. Of course not. He's currently in a
They're not going to give the guy with the betting scandal PFA Player of the Year. That'd be incredible, though.
It would be great. It would be great. But we'll see what happens. Good attendance, man, in the in the chat today. So much love to everybody. Make sure to follow Peter on his socials. His information is in the description below. Guys, I will be back tomorrow with a stream. We're doing a preview for Manchester United's game versus Leeds United on Wednesday. So make sure to tune in for that. Like I said, follow my guy Peter. Peter, thank you for hopping on the show with me. I got to get you back much sooner than the amount of months it's been. You feel me? But no, guys, show some love to my guy. Show some love to this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and we will talk to you shortly. All right, deuces.